Here for more details, Manchester United fan Bradley Tooth joins us now. Right, Bradley, when you saw that interview last night, were you expecting this morning?
Well, I think what we've seen is Ineos have shown their true colours. They don't want anybody speaking out against the club. If this was about results, he would have been gone 6 months ago because the win rate has stayed where it's at. You know, ultimately, we have been a little bit better this season, but we're in the January transfer window. What is cheaper, sacking the manager or backing the manager? It's just down to pennies and pounds. And as fans, we need to not just simply accept Fletcher till the end of the season. Like I heard the other United fan just with the voice note saying, "Well, get Ole and Roy Keane." We've been down that road before. It's not worked. The club knew Amorim was a passionate man. You know, he was doing all this antics last season, and to come out with that stuff, it's a bit embarrassing, to be honest. Jamie's right. You know, it's not been good enough recently, and I always said, judge the team with the 5 games over the Christmas period, because they're all winnable games. And what have we come away from it? We've not beaten Wolves at home. You know, we beat Newcastle, but, you know, that second half was atrocious. So it's kind of expected, to be honest.
I'll tell you what I'll do here. I'll read out what the bookies are thinking about the next manager. I'll do this in order of the favourites. So they've gone Maresca, Glasner, Fletcher, Southgate, Xavi, McKenna, Carrick, Emery, Iraola, Silva, Pochettino, Eddie Howe. OK, so Eddie Howe there in something like 12th place, best price 20-1. So that's a bit of a long shot there. But do any of those names stand out?
Well, if you're thinking what Ineos will likely do, Eddie Howe has kept pretty quiet, you know, with the Saudis and been fairly decent. But none of the names really stand out. Glasner at the end of the season, you know, is probably the best appointment for what type of squad we've got. But
if he's best appointment at the end of the season, why is he not the best appointment now?
Because the club won't spend the money. You know, they've done this before. We got, you know, we've waited. We had Ralph Ragnick, we've had Ole, and then not Ole when we were told that, you know, for me it's either Tuchel after the World Cup or Glasner. I would prefer someone to come in now, you know, because like everyone else has said, we're in 6th. You know, we've got a good enough team to be pushing. You know, if you're looking at the points that we've dropped, we should really be 10 points better off, and really in a better position.
Bradley, what about Kieran McKenna? Because I know Kieran, he was at Man United for a long time, highly thought of. Mourinho had him there. Everyone, the football club loved his coaching sessions. He's gone to Ipswich. He's done a great job. He's doing a really good job again this season. It looks like to me that they're probably going to get up automatic promotion again. Why wouldn't Kieran McKenna be an option for you guys?
Well, if he's gettable, you know, as long as there's a plan with it. I mean, Marcus Rashford did that interview in Barcelona and said the club just need to make a plan and stick with it. I genuinely thought that they were making a plan with Amorim and sticking to it. You know, Ratcliffe said 3 years, not 3 months ago, and we're already talking about a new manager. So, you know, if it's McKenna, he was well thought of within the club. Great, you know, let's move with it. But at the moment,
because you're talking about, you mentioned Thomas Tuchel, right, and you mentioned Glasner, right? But the problem with these managers, especially Tuchel,
yeah,
they're big, they're powerful managers. They're not going to accept, you know, Jason Wilcox deciding on tactics and recruitment and telling us, you know, you're going to have a problem. But Kieran McKenna, a little bit like what Chelsea are doing with Liam Rosenior. You come in, you're a bit of a yes man, which I know yes man sounds a bit disrespectful, but you're a bit of a yes man. You accept your role, you coach the team, and this is where we want to take the club forward. Now, I think Kieran McKenna, if you're going to go down that road of which looks like Manchester United want to with how they've been with Ruben Amorim, Kieran McKenna, for me, is probably actually a really good appointment. Not saying it would work, but I'm saying if you're looking at a model that you want to stick to, that he would be a good fit.
A good fit for a bad model. You look at what Ineos has done. They've had you know 8 managers in 6 seasons or whatever it is. It's a joke. We're talking about the biggest football club in the world. I think what we should be looking at is the ownership model and, you know, what we need to do to move that on, because this is their last throw of the dice already, and they've only been at the club for 2 seasons. You know,
that ownership model's not changing. That's the ownership model. That's why these people are in there. That's what this is. You know, sporting director, you know, your ownership, all that. I disagree with the whole model. I think it's an absolute joke. The model doesn't work. It hasn't worked at Chelsea. It's not working at Man United. Name me a club where it's ever worked at. The best teams in the league, Unai Emery, Aston Villa, he runs the football club. Pep Guardiola at Manchester City runs the football club. Mikel Arteta at Arsenal runs the football club. Liverpool, who are champions, Arne Slot, he was in charge. Now maybe he's not. But when you look at the best teams and the teams that are competing at the top of the table, every single year, the manager is the manager.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. This is the first time I've been on with you, and I thought we'd have more fire and brimstone. But you're absolutely right. You know, it's a disappointing time for the club. You know, we seem to be the laughing stock of the nation. You know, when we've made an improvement from last season, but it's nowhere near where we should be. You know, and you know, let's just see who the club appoints. But it seems like the clowns are running it at the moment. So it's no time to be happy.
OK, Bradley, thank you.